You've read every parenting book. You make sure their meals are balanced and organic. Their schedule is filled with enriching activities. You do everything right, everything to be the perfect parent. And yet, you face screaming tantrums over the wrong color cup. You deal with meltdowns when they get a B on a test. You see a child who is anxious and afraid to even try something new. You keep asking yourself, what am I doing wrong? I'm giving my child everything. In this video, I'm going to reveal the one fundamental mistake that the most loving, dedicated parents make. An error in thinking that, despite the best intentions, actually raises unhappy, insecure children. And I'll give you the exact tools to fix it, starting today. Before we dive in, let me make one thing crystal clear. If you're trying to be a perfect parent, it's because you love your child immensely. This desire comes from a deep, beautiful place. You want to protect them from pain, from failure, from the hardships of the world. Society screams at us from every corner that we must optimize our children. We see curated images of family perfection online and feel the pressure to keep up. But here's the psychological truth. This pressure creates a constant state of anxiety for both you and your child. Your child's brain is wired to co-regulate with yours. If you are anxious about their performance, their safety, their future, they absorb that anxiety. They learn that the world is a scary place and that making a mistake is a catastrophe. It's not a character flaw on your part, it's a cultural trap. And recognizing this trap is the very first step to getting out of it. The first trap of the perfect parent is creating a no mistakes allowed zone. When you rush to correct every little thing, from how they color a picture to how they build a Lego tower, you send a clear message. Mistakes are unacceptable. This breeds a paralyzing fear of failure. The child starts to think, if I try and fail, I will disappoint my parents. It's safer not to try at all. They avoid challenges and their self-esteem plummets. Your job isn't to prevent mistakes, but to teach them how to handle them. You need to model that mistakes are simply data, information on how to do better next time. The next time your child spills a glass of milk, resist the urge to sigh or get frustrated. Instead, make it a non-event. Try saying this, "Oops, a spill, that's okay, it happens to everyone. Let's get a towel and clean it up together. See? Problem solved." This simple reaction teaches resilience, not fear. This leads directly to our second point. Stop being the hero who solves every problem. The perfect parent often acts like a concierge for their child's life. Lost toy? Mum finds it. Difficult homework? Dad does it. Conflict with a friend? You call the other parent. While it feels helpful, you are robbing your child of the chance to develop critical thinking and problem-solving skills. You are unintentionally teaching them helplessness. They learn to wait for an adult to fix things instead of trying themselves. You need to shift from being the manager of their life to being their consultant. When they come to you with a problem, your first response should be a question, not a solution. For example, if your child says, "I can't find my favorite blue car," instead of immediately searching, try this dialogue. "Oh no, that's frustrating. Where are some good places we could look? What was the last room you were playing in?" You guide, but they do the thinking and the looking. This builds confidence and competence. The third trap is the always be happy mandate. Perfect parents can't stand to see their children sad, angry, or frustrated. So, we rush in with distractions or dismiss their feelings. We say things like, "Don't cry, it's just a toy," or "You're fine, shake it off." This teaches a child a very dangerous lesson, that negative emotions are bad and should be suppressed. Children who don't learn to process sadness or anger grow into adults who can't handle life's inevitable disappointments. Your role is not to erase their feelings, but to be a safe space for them. You must validate the emotion, even if the reason seems silly to you. The next time your child is sobbing over a broken crayon, get down on their level and validate their world. Try this. You are so sad that your red crayon broke. It was your favorite one for drawing hearts. I understand why you feel upset. It's okay to be sad about it. Let's sit here for a minute while you feel your feelings. And what about their schedule? The fourth trap is the overscheduled, over-optimized child. In the quest for perfection, we fill every moment with lessons, sports, and educational activities. We believe a busy child is a successful child. But what we're actually creating is a tiny, burnt-out executive. Children need boredom. Boredom is the breeding ground for creativity, imagination, and self-discovery. When a child has unstructured free time, they learn how to entertain themselves, how to invent games, and how to just be with their own thoughts. It is a vital life skill. So the next time your child whines, "I'm bored," don't immediately hand them a tablet or suggest an activity. See it as an opportunity, not a problem. Smile and say something like, "That's wonderful. Your brain is getting ready to have a great new idea. I can't wait to see what you create." This reframes boredom as a positive, creative state. Now let's talk about praise. It seems positive, but the wrong kind of praise can be damaging. This is the fifth trap, praising the outcome, not the effort. When we say, "You're so smart," or "You're such a good artist," we are praising an innate, fixed quality. This creates what psychologist Carol Dweck calls a fixed mindset. The child thinks, "I am either smart or I am not." They become afraid of challenges that might disprove their smart label. Instead, you must praise the process, the hard work, the strategies they used. This fosters a growth mindset, the belief that abilities can be developed through dedication. So, when your child shows you a drawing they're proud of, instead of, "You're a great artist," try this specific praise. "Wow, look at how you chose to mix the blue and yellow to make that green. I saw you working on that for a long time. You were really focused and didn't give up when that one part was tricky." The sixth trap of the perfect parent is being an unrealistic role model. The perfect parent never loses their cool, never makes mistakes, and never ever apologizes to their child. This sets an impossible standard. It teaches the child that adults are infallible and that making a mistake is a source of shame. More importantly, it prevents a genuine human connection. Your child needs to see that you are human, that you have bad days, and that you know how to repair a relationship after a conflict. One of the most powerful things you can do is apologize. Let's say you were stressed and you snapped at your child. Later, when you've calmed down, go to them, get on their level and say, "Hey, I want to talk about what happened earlier. I was feeling very frustrated, but it was not okay for me to speak to you in that sharp tone. I am sorry. I will try harder to manage my frustration next time." This next one is tough for loving parents. The seventh trap is shielding your child from all natural consequences. Your child forgets their homework. You race to the school to drop it off. They refuse to wear a coat. You spend 20 minutes arguing instead of letting them feel a little bit cold on the way to the car. By constantly rescuing them, you prevent them from learning the cause and effect relationship of their own choices. They don't learn responsibility because they know you will always be their safety net. You must allow for small, safe failures. It is far better for a 10-year-old to learn the consequences of not doing homework than for a 20-year-old to learn the consequences of not showing up to work. For example, if your middle schooler constantly forgets their lunch, you have to let the consequence happen. You can say, "I see you forgot your lunch again. That's a bummer. What do you think you can do to remember it tomorrow?" Trap number 8 is the silent killer of creativity: constant correction and optimization. This is when you hover over your child, improving their every move. "No, honey, build the tower this way, it will be taller. Put the pink block here. You missed a spot when you were brushing your teeth." While your intention is to teach, the message the child receives is, "You can't do anything right on your own." It undermines their confidence and kills their intrinsic motivation and creativity. They start doing things for your approval, not for their own enjoyment. You have to learn to bite your tongue. Unless it's a matter of safety, let them do it their way. When you see your child struggling to put on their shoes, just watch. Let them figure it out. The pride on their face when they succeed on their own is worth more than 10 minutes of your perfect instruction. Praise the attempt. I see you are working so hard to put your shoes on all by yourself. Our 9th trap is a heavy one. It's the unspoken burden of making your child responsible for your happiness. The perfect parent often sacrifices their own life for their children, and then, consciously or unconsciously, expects the child to validate that sacrifice through their success and happiness. The child feels an immense pressure to perform, to be cheerful, and to make their parents proud at all times. They learn to hide their failures and their true feelings to avoid disappointing you. You need to untangle your self-worth from your child's achievements. You need to have a life of your own, and you need to talk about your own feelings without blaming them. Instead of, "You make me so angry when you don't listen," try owning your feeling. "I am feeling angry right now because the house is messy and I need some help. Can you please help me with the toys?" This is a game changer. And that leads us to our final and perhaps most important point. The 10th trap is ignoring your own needs. The perfect parent is often a martyr, putting themselves last every single time. You skip meals, you don't sleep, you give up hobbies. This doesn't teach your child that you love them. It teaches them that self-care is not important. It models a path to burnout. The greatest gift you can give your child is a happy, well-rested parent who values themselves. You must model healthy boundaries. It's not selfish, it's essential. The next time you feel overwhelmed and need a break, communicate it clearly and calmly. You can say, "Mommy is feeling a little overstimulated and my battery is low. I am going to sit on the couch and drink my tea for 10 minutes to recharge. You can play quietly right here, and then I'll be ready to play with you." This teaches them to respect their own limits in the future. So let's put it all together. The goal isn't to be a perfect parent, because the perfect parent doesn't exist. The goal is to be a good enough parent, a real parent, one who lets their child make mistakes, feel their feelings, and solve their own problems. One who apologizes, sets boundaries, and loves them for who they are, not for their achievements. You are already a good parent. You are watching this because you care so deeply. Give yourself permission to be human. Give your child permission to be human, too. That is the true secret to raising a happy, resilient, and confident child. If this resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on raising incredible kids without losing yourself. And for my question of the day, which one of these 10 traps do you find yourself falling into the most? Share your experience in the comments below. You are not alone.